Like when we be talking about money and stuff like that, I'd be like, tell me when you get rich or what get rich is. I've just spent $25 million giving it to lawyers.
So it looks like 50 Cent and Katt Williams are on a mission to expose the entertainment industry leeches who are shortchanging Black artists and blocking them from building generational wealth. But contrary to popular opinion, both 50 and Katt claim that this is not a race issue. In fact, Katt explicitly said it's about God's side and the other side. And you already know which side is pulling the strings in Hollywood. And as you all know by now, this conversation about Black artists being bamboozled out of their money was recently reignited by Taraji P. Henson after she spilled the tea on how she almost walked away from the new Oprah-produced remake of The Color Purple because they weren't paying her what she deserved. That's when 50 chimed in, telling Taraji to ditch those people and come work with his production crew instead. Fans are now connecting the dots and saying how 50 has been calling Oprah and the so-called Hollywood elites out for years and accusing them of throwing Black actors under the bus. Like it's a whole situation with people saying that Black elites like Oprah are working for that other side that Katt talked about and messing with the careers of real Black talent.
When I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another Black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period.
So social media is once again making a ruckus about Oprah's rumored shady dealings, saying she didn't get to the top by playing fair with Black entertainers. This whole notion that Oprah's humanitarian reputation might just be a facade has been circulating in these online streets for a minute now, and is gaining some serious momentum. The heat got turned up again when Taraji P. Henson spilled the tea, letting everyone know she was this close to stepping away from that Oprah-produced redo of The Color Purple because they tried to shortchange her.
And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this?
Now, Taraji later seemingly backtracked her comments and claimed Oprah has been nothing but supportive. As for Oprah, she denied she had anything to do with Taraji's paycheck and claimed she's been a champion for all actresses.
People are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. You know, that's the way the studio system works.
But fans are just not buying it because this is not the first time we're hearing stuff like this about Oprah. And while it looks like a lot of folks in the industry are keeping their distance from publicly saying anything negative about Oprah, 50 Cent and Katt Williams are not the ones to back down. In fact, both of them have been calling out the so-called Black Hollywood elites for years, no holds barred. Now, when it comes to 50's issues with Oprah, it all kicked off when Oprah came at 50 for his lyrics, talking about how he and the other rappers are pushing negativity on the culture. But 50 fired back, shining a light on what he sees as Oprah's double stance. He said she started out with Black women's views, but been catering to middle-aged white women for so long that she's become one herself. But 50 wasn't the lone wolf who clocked Oprah's true colors way back when. Ludacris also peeped this when Oprah pulled a shady move on him back in 2005. Luda and other actors from the movie Crash appeared on Oprah's show to talk about the project, but instead of letting Luda discuss his role in the movie, Oprah flipped the script and put him on blast for using the N-word in his songs. Basically, it looked like Oprah was trying to school Luda in front of her target audience, and Luda wasn't having any of it.
It was it was certain comments that she had made about, I was there for Crash, for the movie. Yeah. And basically she said something about not agreeing with my music, but she thought I did great in the movie. And of course I was up there with the whole cast of Crash. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't necessarily feel like he said, you didn't agree with my music. And even if you don't agree with certain songs I made, say you don't agree with certain songs, don't say you just don't agree with all of my music.
Right.
Now, what's even more messed up is that Luda didn't take the bait from Oprah's setup. He hit back with some sharp words and gave a real response to her questions about his lyrics. But guess what? Oprah cut out Luda's response, making it look like he didn't have anything to say.
So it was a lot of comments that actually, basically, she was able to say what she said, and then I had my rebuttal. And when I saw the final show, her comments were in there.
Right, was in there, but yours wasn't in there.
And mine weren't in there, so it just looked like I kind of took it.
And then we also can't leave out Dave Chappelle in this mix, because just a year after Luda put Oprah on blast, Dave appeared on her show to set the record straight on why he walked away from that $50 million deal with Comedy Central and escaped to Africa. Dave was breaking it down, saying those big money offers are not all glitter and they come with some heavy chains attached. But Oprah wasn't letting up on Dave. She kept on pushing him, trying to make him confess that he'd lost his mind or something. It's like she was on a mission to paint Dave as the crazy one, while he was just trying to shine a light on the real deal behind those mega dollar contracts.
But at a certain point, it was like, all right, this is enough.
Yeah. Colleagues were quoted as saying that you had become increasingly paranoid. Would you say you were paranoid?
Sure. First of all, what is a black man without his paranoia intact? if you get, you might win $100 in a poker game and be on the subway. You're gonna look over your shoulder. They just said in everything I had $50 million. That's like making me a marked man.
So did you go to a psychiatric hospital?
In South Africa?
Yeah.
Who? Oh, yeah, that's right. I was so...
I'm only asking because I need to ask.
I gotta get people thinking, all right, who goes from America to Africa for medical attention?
But Dave didn't stop there. He also dropped that people in his circle were pushing him to take antipsychotic meds. But Oprah didn't react at all to this shocking revelation, and she kept on insinuating that Dave was being paranoid or had some kind of breakdown.
And I knew I was gonna leave, so I got ahead of schedule, and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. I said, I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid, like,
But you were stressed out. That's why.
There's no question. But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you and say, you're insane.
Now, circling back to 50 Cent in an interview with The Guardian, he revisited his feud with Oprah and again called her out for trying to paint his music as ignorant. I got shot 9 times and I wrote music about it, 50 said. Everyone writes something that can connect in a big way based on a painful moment. So you're saying we're not supposed to articulate or write it in a way we experienced it? So after Taraji spilled the beans, laying it all out about how she had to practically beg for fair pay on The Color Purple, 50 Cent didn't stay silent. He threw some support Taraji's way and even put it out there that he was down to collaborate with her. 50 hopped on Instagram and dropped a screenshot of an article about Taraji cutting ties with her whole team because they didn't step up to the plate after her success in Empire. And in the caption, 50 wrote, "They dropped the ball. FM Taraji, I'm ready to work. Let's get it. GLG, Greenlight Gang, G-Unit Film and TV." It's like 50 isn't just talking the talk. He's walking the walk. And this isn't even the first rodeo where 50 threw his support behind someone who allegedly felt Oprah did him dirty. Back when Monique called out Oprah and Tyler Perry, saying they blackballed her just because she wasn't down for doing press work without getting paid, 50 got in Tyler's face about it. But here's the twist. According to 50, Tyler acted all clueless, playing the "I didn't know" card, acting like he wasn't aware of Monique catching heat in her career. But 50 didn't stop at just confronting Tyler Perry. He backed up his words with action and threw Monique a role in the 2nd season of Black Mafia Family, or BMF, a TV show produced by his own G-Unit Films and Television. It's like he's showing support in a real way, putting her in the mix and letting actions speak louder than words. As for Katt Williams, he also had something to say about the whole Taraji and The Color Purple drama during his recent chat on Shannon Sharpe's podcast, and he straight up called it the saddest thing ever after hearing Taraji spill the tea about how she got treated on set.
We should be ashamed.
Katt also pointed out something really crucial. This isn't just a Hollywood thing. It's a way bigger problem that's hitting folks from all walks of life, not just millionaire actors. Because we all know the struggle for fair treatment goes beyond the glitz and glam of Hollywood, and it's a societal issue that needs addressing across the board. But fans, they're now rallying behind 50 and Katt and praising them for having the guts to speak up and expose what really goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, saying that this whole issue is much deeper than just black versus white. And as Katt put it, it's about God's side versus the other side. One fan said, "We have multiple black billionaires. One of them has a lot that Marvel rents in Georgia. If they wanted to have a network to show just black entertainment, they could have by now. They don't because one of them is a union buster and the other shortchanges black talent." And another fan added, "It's getting scarier and scarier. I don't put anything beyond certain characters. Anywho, when you plant, you shall harvest. I pray for bounty for my faves." At this point, I'm with Katt. It's either God's side or the other side, and we want nothing to do with the other side. But what's your take on this situation? Do you agree with Katt saying it's not about race, but about God's side and the other side? Drop your comments down below, and then check out this next story.